Hello and welcome to Media Mondays. I'm your host, the Zombie Creeper, and today I'll be reviewing a book. What book? Well, you should read the title and/or description, because I'm not telling you. Anyways, let's just get right into it. The Outsiders is a novel written by S.E. Hinton, originally published in 1967, the Sgt. Pepper year. April 24th to be exact. The original publisher was Viking Press, but they got a case of Acquire in 1975. The book is a Bildungsroman, which is essentially a novel about the growth of the main character. The book was mostly written in Hinton's junior year, and was published when she was just 18. The book takes place in Tulsa, Oklahoma, although it's never officially brought up. The book was controversial upon release, and still is today. While many middle and high schools include it as part of their English curriculums, others have banned it for its use and portrayal of gang violence, underage drug use, strong language, and family dysfunction. Ironically, one of the most notable schools to ban it was the University of Tulsa. However, it has still received praise from critics. In 1983, a film adaptation starring C. Thomas Howell, Matt Dillon, Ralph Macchio, and some guy named Tom who likes cruises was released. Then, for like 3 seconds of 1990, there was a TV adaptation from where the book left off. A stage version was also written, but we don't have time for that. The novel is written from the first-person perspective of Ponyboy Curtis, a 14-year-old emotional boy who is a member of a gang of greasers, who are essentially poor rock-and-roll type boys. I mean, the book takes place in 1965 after all. The greasers are made up of Soda Pop, the popular middle child of the Curtis family, Derry, the eldest of the Curtises, the unofficial leader of the gang, and a father to Soda Pop and Ponyboy, since their parents were killed in the car accident. Also in the gang is Johnny Cade, Pony's best friend, who's abused and ignored by his parents, and is also an emotional boy. Dally, a violent and rough bad boy who carries an unloaded gun and cares the most for Johnny. Two-Bit, a, quote, wisecracking kleptomaniac, and a bunch of other random people, I guess. The greasers' main rivals are the Socias, who are essentially snobs. The Socias are comprised of Cherry, a girl who eventually becomes acquainted, I guess, with Ponyboy Bob, and Hole, Randy, Bob's chum, Marcia, Randy's girlfriend and Cherry's best friend, and two others no one cares about. Yeah, all four of the Socias I mentioned are in relationships with each other, because of course they are. So, the first couple of chapters are just character intros, and things don't spice up until Pony misses his curfew. Derry and Pony argue until Derry strikes him and Pony runs off. He then meets up with Johnny, and the two head to a park, where confrontations with Socias turns violent and results in Bob being stabbed by Johnny. Then, Johnny and Pony get some stuff from Dally, and then take off into an abandoned church in Windrixville, which isn't a real place. There, readings of Gone with the Wind and Robert Frost's poem Nothing Gold Can Stay happen, and Dally eventually comes in to check on them. Johnny eventually decides to turn himself in, but before he does that, they come back to the church to find it on fire, with a bunch of school children inside. Dumb little... Johnny and Pony then rush inside the church to save them, but the fumes knock them unconscious. They both wake up at a hospital where they find out Johnny got nailed by part of the roof and it broke his back. Derry and Soda Pop take Pony home. Back to the Socias. The Socias had escalated their violence against the greasers over Bob's death, and the groups decided to settle things in a rumble. Johnny gives Pony another copy of Gone with the Wind with a note inside that says "Stay Gold." And now... Who's ready to rumble? The greasers win. Just after Dally and Pony tell Johnny about it, Johnny dies. Dally charges out of the room, robs a store, and gets shot and killed by the Blue Men. Pony's concussion he sustained from the rubble, I forgot to mention that, puts him out for a good while. When he comes to, a judge clears him of the charges against him. Thanks, Bob. While he returns to school, his grades go kerplunky, and he writes about his troubles for an assignment. The first sentence is the first sentence of the book, and so it comes kind of full circle. It's a solid book. There's some humor, twists, and a good story. And the movie's pretty solid as well. This is probably the shortest video section ever. So, stay gold and take care. Drink your water, and stop falling over.